I'm Bob Hallmark in Longview today. I'm at the Longview Expo Hall, and this is the very popular and always well-attended Herp's Exotic Pet and Reptile Show. And this is one of those things that has become immensely popular over the years. It's held twice a year. And today we're going to talk a little bit about education, about why reptiles and other exotic pets make good pets. And joining us right now is the organizer. This is Shawn Gray. Shawn, a very familiar face, by the way. Look, and he's wearing his fluorescent colors today.
Gotta match.
Now talk about this. Do you see a lot more people looking at reptiles and exotic pets as alternatives?
As far as educating people, you're talking about education. We've seen a growth in the community here as far as people coming in the show. And yesterday we were around 3,000 people through the door for a Saturday. It's really good attendance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We've been here for 8 years now. So 8 years, twice a year, like I said, and we do shows all over Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. This is one of our most popular shows because it brings people from as far as DFW area, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Shreveport, Bossier City, that area. But getting the feel for keeping reptiles, if it's new to you, this is the place to come because you're speaking directly with people who are producing these animals in captivity.
Gotcha.
So you'll know their tips and tricks to make sure that you're doing your husbandry right, and if you have any problems later on, you have their contact info. Whereas like at a big box, you're buying an animal and you don't know where it came from, you can buy them directly from the breeders here and then keep that communication open.
Now you can see over Shawn's shoulder right now, there are lots of people coming in. This is not hundreds, this is thousands of people that are coming in here, and all looking for that alternative pet. Now, let's educate some people here. Now, what you will not find in here is venomous snakes.
No venomous.
And let's make the distinction here. There's a distinction between poisonous and venomous.
Yes.
Venomous would be a serpent or other animal that injects toxins.
Yes.
Poisonous would be an animal that emits toxins through its skin.
Toxins, yeah.
And you do have poison dart frogs, but these are not the ones that are actually poisonous.
Exactly. When they're bred in captivity, it's based on their diet in the wild. So what gives them their toxicity in the wild is the types of insects that they eat in the wild. Mm-hmm. So the ones that are bred in captivity in the United States don't have the toxin. It's interesting though, like garter snakes that you see around here are native. They're actually poisonous because they eat certain types of frog. And then so they secrete that poison too through their skin. It's not toxic to humans as heavily or anything like that.
It's one of those
it's
mild
an irritant.
poisons.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's the main difference. So we do have some venomous shows.
Now let's talk about the common misconception over the decades is that serpents, reptiles were slimy and they didn't, that they didn't make good pets.
Yeah.
Nothing could be further from the truth.
No, actually, we've actually seen, and there's been studies now done about the intelligence of reptiles and problem-solving skills. There's a viral video that came out last week of a king snake actually solving a dog treat puzzle to get to its meal. So there's a certain level of intelligence that we haven't even unlocked yet. We don't understand that completely, but we're learning as we go on. This is still something that, even as experienced keepers as we are, we always learn something new about these animals, and you have to stay open-minded to that. But they're not slimy, disgusting creatures. They're here for a reason. They fit in our ecosystem for a reason.
Exactly.
And some of them make excellent pets, but it has to be the right pet for you.
Exactly. And just think about this: if we did not have snakes, we would be overrun with vermin, mice and rats and things of that nature.
Think about it like Lyme disease is something that's spread by ticks, but ticks are carried on rodents. So having snakes in the environment actually take care of that problem for you. They actually ingest millions of ticks a year because they're controlling the vermin population.
Right. Now it's not just serpents that you'll see here. It's lizards, turtles, all kinds of things, insects.
Really cool inverts, yeah.
And they do, and people do love to keep insects.
Yeah, there's some like giant African millipedes and tarantulas, scorpions, all the inverts you can think of are here.
Mm-hmm. Now, and you don't go walking out of here without some help as well, because people will tell you when you purchase one of these animals, they'll give you the idea. It's not as much like a dog or a cat. It does require some maintenance. You have to feed them, you have to water them.
Yeah, and that's part of that is also learning, like coming to the show and educating yourself if you're new to this, is when I say what animal's right for you, it's what actually you can handle, because some animals require daily maintenance and care, and some of the reptiles you can go almost a week without feeding them, or some snake species in particular. So it's dependent on, you want to make sure that it's right for you, that you're giving the animal the right husbandry, but everything's here too. So all the supplies, the feeders, everything is here, and it's going to be at discount prices.
Okay. And now this is twice a year, as we mentioned. I think the next one is in January.
Back in January of
Okay.
2026.
Now where is everybody headed after this one?
We're going to be in Sulphur, Louisiana next weekend.
Sulphur, Louisiana.
Sorry, it'll be our 5th show in a row.
I don't think I've ever asked this, but is there a particular favorite? Do people come in looking for a boa or a python, or is there a particular favorite?
So there's a thing in our community that kind of makes fun of ball pythons and calls them pet rocks, but ball pythons were actually one of the first like keystone species when somebody's getting into breeding and keeping reptiles. They start with a ball python because they're easy to care for, and there's a large variety of color and shape and pattern and things like that. So ball pythons are usually the most popular. You'll see more ball python vendors at any reptile show across the country. Will be more ball pythons, but people are starting to get into more of the obscure stuff like old world colubrids and king snakes and stuff like that. So that's stuff that that I get into because I found a toad-headed gama here. I haven't seen one of those in years, and you don't see those. And I'm buying it. It's mine now. So you'll see some stuff like that that's really on the exotic side. But you mentioned the Tenrex. There's a vendor here that was some lesser Tenrex. You think of a hedgehog on a smaller scale. They're European species. They're not South American species.
Right.
So they're really cool to see, but there are some small mammals like that too here. So It's a little bit of everything. You just won't see any of the dogs and cats and things like that.
And I think that's the attraction, is that there is such a selection. It's a little bit of everything, and somebody is going to spot what they're looking for.
Yeah, and if not, that's the thing also, you're going to be able to talk to these breeders. If they don't have like exactly what you're looking for, chances are somebody knows somebody that does or can get it for you.
Okay. All right. You still have time to get out here? You guys going to be
We're open
here
until 4 today.
4 today. Okay. All right. Shawn, thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we'll have much more on this one tonight on KLTV 7 News. For KLTV Web Extra, I'm Bob Hallmark.